Have you ever felt overwhelmed, anxious, restless? And what do you do to feel better? Well, that is called self-regulation. These are the methods that we do to bring our nervous system back to a zone of safety and social engagement whenever we are faced with a situation that we perceive as fearful or threatening.
Hi everyone! Asia Entico here presenting to you my thesis entitled Design of a Device to Aid Self-Regulation. Anxiety, stress, fear, panic, anger. These are some of the things that we feel when we are in a state of fight or flight. And sometimes we can't explain why it's difficult for us to escape this state of distress, especially when we are unconsciously in danger.
And what do we mean by unconsciously in danger? Well, there are times in my life where my mind suddenly goes blank in the middle of a presentation, or I can't sleep no matter how much I wanted to. Then I asked a psychiatrist about this, and she said that there are corresponding nerves in our autonomic nervous system that become active depending on how we respond to threat.
Ventral vagal responds to cues of safety. The sympathetic nervous system prompts our fight-flight reactions to danger, while dorsal vagal shuts down our body or renders it immobile. And it's important to self-regulate because stress can be stored in our bodies.
Unfortunately, some of these methods can be harmful and can also be a form of self-sabotage, such as procrastination, and some people can get stressed easily and more often than others. So this raises the question, how might we help individuals who have difficulty in self-regulation integrate a non-harmful way of self-regulation into their daily routine and help in managing their fight-flight response? How do we tap into this zone of safety? Well, there is this nerve called the vagus nerve. It is also known as the relaxation nerve, and it stimulates the body's parasympathetic or rest and digest system. Tapping into this nerve will strengthen our vagal tone or our stress resiliency. There are a variety of products and services that enable people to self-soothe through the different body senses. However, not all can stimulate the vagus nerve, while some technologies can be a little painful or too costly. For instance, the TENS device may stimulate the vagus nerve. However, it utilizes electrical stimulation, which some people may find unpleasant to use. So if a product can effectively stimulate the vagus nerve while providing comfort through tactility, then it can help people self-regulate and improve their stress resiliency. And now, I'd like to introduce you to Hugo, a smart pillow for self-regulation. The product utilizes vibrotactile stimulation or vibrations of certain sound frequencies proven to ease stress-induced depression, anxiety, tension, and fatigue. When Hugo's prototype was tested, it was able to lower the stress levels of the user testers with anxiety. As you can see here, there are 3 buttons for the settings, such as the different types of vibrations, intensity of vibrations, and the power button. The sound frequency will range from 20 Hz to 150 Hz, the same range for a cat's purr. Studies have shown that certain frequencies can have varying healing effects, such as lowering stress levels. The color of the product is a pastel green, which is said to have one of the calmest colors on the eyes and helps in relaxing. The pillow is rechargeable, and the product will also have an antibacterial pillow cover for hygienic and cleaning purposes. The vibrations are directly placed over the chest or the sternum, a bone that is sensitive to vibrations. The vagus nerve is then stimulated, thus making the user feel calmer. The pillow only weighs 300 grams, and we made sure that it isn't too heavy like the weighted blanket because there are some people who may feel suffocated by the weight on their chest. Aside from sitting, the pillow can also be used while lying down. The form of the pillow mimics the feeling of being hugged. There is a flexible rod inside the arms of the pillow and can be bent according to the user's waist size or preferred placement of the pillow on the body. With the technology to access the vagus nerve and built to last longer than most pillows, Hugo only costs 1,500 pesos. For future directions, the researcher will conduct clinical studies on a larger group of people alongside mental health professionals. The research will place further emphasis on the different types of frequencies that is used for therapy, and also mimicking the cat's purr through electronic components. And finally, with the Mental Health Act law, Hugo can collaborate with the local healthcare units to make self-regulation more accessible to Filipinos.
In the world that's filled with noise and chaos, Hugo is a companion that enhances mental well-being and fosters safe spaces. This is Asia Entico, and thank you for listening.